for the Shop Report with
Barbershop Jay.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Shop Report After Dark.
Yes, sir. What this is the fantasy football,
Amongst other things, right?
Amongst
This
other
is
things. Yes, sir.
no holds barred, whatever we're talking. Whoa, it's going a little too far that way.
Nah, you got to put a slant on it, man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Pause.
Alrighty. And so we're answering your fantasy start sit questions. So I know we are active across pretty much the entire digital universe. So definitely feel free to comment or DM us in the respective platform. If it's YouTube, Meta, just comment. We'll be able to see it. If it's X, then DM us. We'll be able to respond from the house account there. And otherwise, I want to introduce the guy to my right, your left, my man, D Gully from the CO Lumbus. What's going on this Saturday night?
Hey, everything's going well, man. How you guys doing? It's D Gully here, ready to talk some fantasy sports and amongst other things. Great to be with you guys. We're gonna get right to it, man.
And with that being said, we're gonna crack this thing right open, and we have a few things went down. Look, obviously it's been a busy day across the entire sports landscape. Did you see this Jason Kelce thing?
No. You got to get me right to it because I saw I had been traveling, so I had a nice good nap when I got into when I finally got it back into home studio here in Central Ohio. So your caption. I just want to talk about it, man. Tell me what happened.
So basically, look, I'm all for supporting your brother.
Okay.
And basically, I've been a part of the circles with professional athletes, and I've also been the one that had to at a point in time. Like I had the one that didn't have much to lose essentially at that moment in time. So if someone had to make a poor choice, it would have been me. If people were acting a type of way. And so what happened is a fan, I guess we could call him that, because he was at the Penn State Ohio State game.
Yep.
And they called his brother, so not him, but they called his brother, who to my knowledge was not even in attendance, a derogatory term. And Jason proceeded to grab dude's phone and just see what physics could do. So my question to you is Jason sliding for Travis, if you will.
Yeah.
Free Dirk.
Hey, man, we ain't got Charleston White on here, right? We good? Nobody's going to walk out of the studio,
I
right?
hope not.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, see, Jason's free to do that now. He don't have any fines to pay. He doesn't have any leagues to represent. And he's free to act as any family member would when you're talking about somebody's family. So turning this phone into a jigsaw puzzle, I mean, that would be the least of it. But I think the fan or whomever got away with one. I think he certainly got away with one, because I tell you, everybody knows the family that you might have, I might have. And I'm of note, or let's say I'm of note. The family y'all have, I might have some problems getting them to stop helping me, if you will. So I think somebody was just looking for some attention, looking for some clicks, looking for some likes, and they got them. And I think they're lucky they got what they were looking for in that way.
So I'm going to show this here. Give kind of my quick synopsis. I went and polled quite a few people a little earlier, and here's what we got. So again, this is in regards. So there you have it.
Yeah, yes, but in blue. Yes.
So nevertheless, yeah, I want to shout out to everybody. I'm looking at the video currently. I mean, he was already too close. He went out of his. He tried. Oh man, he tried to do that like cool, like I'm gonna be slick and do it in passing, where I'm clearly. I've had it rolling for 5-7 seconds of a head start, and where it appears like, okay, if you were going to say something, you had ample time to.
Mm-hmm.
No, he turned immediately. Like, no, no, that ain't happening. Not today. Yeah. With that being said, I have no other thoughts on that. I think this hang on a second. Look, as far as being deemed, I guess, a little bit of old school in this respect. Back in my day,
right.
If you said something, you got held accountable for it.
Correct.
And I think that's something that we're starting to see a little bit of a paradigm shift back to what's old is new again.
Hold on. Being held accountable for it. Well, okay, I think
I feel like a lot of things from a much broader societal vantage point, from a macro view, can be the result of simply no one saying no.
See, I think
the lack thereof.
Yeah, I think a couple of things are happening now. There is perhaps a return to that, but then you also have the era where one could say things, but then if they don't like what you say, they effectively move to mute your voice. Now, I think that, aka cancel culture, right? Canceling.
But do you see what I mean? Like,
do you
remember back in the day when a person would cover their ears, like, I'm not listening, right? And it would test your patience.
Yep.
Certainly, because you would turn into a chicken vendor of sorts, serving 2 pieces and biscuits.
Right.
And unfortunately, that's kind of, to me, that's where those kind of align, is that, oh, well, you said something that I believe you went left, so I'm going to go right, and I'm going to tell you why left, why right is left and left is right, and that's it.
Yeah.
The inability to agree to disagree.
You say now or then?
Now.
Yeah. Well,
that's why people, I mean, on a much, again, I'm talking high level, just why people can't even have, say, naturally political conversations just right away.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you used to kind of avoid those anyway, but
I was an idiot.
there you go.
I can say I was an idiot. I was fearless. I didn't care. I had thick enough skin. And I thought that because I didn't mind in debate, that others did. So I didn't recognize I was really pissing people off, if you will, with my view or wanting to hear their opinion and wanting to discuss it. See, I grew up on, politically incorrect with Bill Maher
There you go.
and real time with Bill Maher and certain radio shows. Radio, like what millennial really was listening to radio? You know what I'm saying? Talk show, right? Talk radio in that regard. So I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. And I didn't mind people telling me about my opinions and where I could take them in the discourse of us having a discussion, right? So I often would be abrasive to people unintentionally because I think I'm just having a debate. And then at the end of the debate, at the end of the discussion or what have you, we go back to wherever we're at, we'll go back to our separate ways and that'll be it. We just had a debate. Sometimes I would win, sometimes I would lose, or sometimes I think I would lose and I'd win, and vice versa. I never took it personally, even if I talked to, even if I was discussing my opinion. I didn't recognize that wasn't that wasn't common in a lot of debate, a lot of discussion. Now I think people are fed up with cancel culture because it's taken so many people away from talking. And you know what? Everybody effectively will get canceled if everything is so offensive to everybody. And we're done with that. We're human beings with dynamic opinions. And what I say here on today may not be how I feel sometime later.
Look, we talk about fantasy football, and I at one point had brought up Daniel Jones as a viable play.
Yeah. Right. That could have got you
asked me now. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
If I were to say that now, that would certainly not be a great decision on my end. Ohio State, speaking of this game,
mm-hmm.
I want to gauge your thoughts. Obviously, you're in Columbus.
Yeah.
This game took place in Happy Valley. And
thankfully for Ohio State, it wasn't that night. But continue.
Do you really think so, though? Like, that's the thing. To me,
Happy Valley at night is a scary place for Ohio State.
It
is haunted Ohio State in a few key instances. And look, in the daytime, it was a close battle. Something about it, man, that aura.
So did you hear the fire James Franklin chants?
No, I didn't.
So that's what I was going to ask you ultimately. So yeah, great victory for Ohio State. But if you're James Franklin, whose record against Michigan and Ohio State is, I think, 0-4?
Yeah.
At what point does it become potentially a deal breaker? Like in a world now where you only have to be in the top 12, are you okay? Like, how do you gauge and perceive this from your vantage point with just kind of knowing all of that, right? Not just the loss, the immediate loss, but the he historically loses this game. Would you, despite being ranked, right?
Yep.
Oh, maybe I can get do you go with the casual, hey, as long as we can make our way into the playoffs still, then everything's fine. Who cares now that he can't beat those teams? Or we need to potentially go a different direction, and that can have, of course, the unknown is the unknown. So
how many years did Harbaugh struggle to beat Ohio State before he actually won? Beating Ohio State was something that Harbaugh teams had struggled to do for several seasons, despite playing top tier football. And if beating Ohio State was the barometer by which a coach has a long tenure in Michigan, they would have been in a rebuild mode several seasons sooner. And I'm not necessarily certain they would have returned to being a powerhouse. I mean, look at where they're at right now. All right, this is the first season removed from Harbaugh. Well, sort of first season, probably the second season, if based off of how Harbaugh's last year in Michigan went. Point is, the team was third in the nation. Now, they battled Ohio State and they lost. If they see Ohio State again, Ohio State has to game plan as if they've never beaten them. Because it was so close and competitive. You see what I'm saying? That, all right, you got the best of me here, but let's move deeper into the season, because if this may be Penn State's only loss in the regular season. This might be it. They might be able to win out. And now if they win out and see Ohio State again, there's no guarantee. So I wouldn't go booster alum panic mode and fire the guy. Though I would be concerned, because the thing about it is you want to be able to beat your rivals. You want to be able to beat the big brothers in the conference. So you got to be able to beat Michigan, beat Ohio State. Absent that, you have a solid top tier program that may be able to get into a playoff. And who knows what may happen to it. Let's say Michigan was let's say Michigan was stronger this year and they find their way in the playoff, and Ohio State find their way in the playoff. You get into a playoff, a 12-team playoff now, right? 12 teams, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And you may not even see those guys, but you might be equipped to handle the other big guys in the conference. Why would you want to jump ship? Because now you don't, like you said, you don't necessarily have to beat Ohio State in order to make it to a playoff or then make it to a national championship. So you might be fine. Oh, Mrs. Alva, stop it.
IU is trending, and that makes me want to puke. But
stop it, Mrs. Alva. Solid program. What happened to that solid program last week that you were cheering for?
Yeah, thanks for the help. No, this week, dude.
No.
Google that score.
I'm sorry. I won't be invited over for dinner.
I may not be either.
Mrs. Alva, she might just. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I just woke up, Mrs. Alva.
But here's the thing, dude. Again, look, this is you brought up Jim Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
He left Ann Arbor with a 3-5 record against Ohio State.
Yes.
And a 2-7 record in bowl games.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Dude, they were ready to build a statue for this guy.
But here's the thing. Here's what he also had.
Connor Stallions?
No, he's got one national championship that during his tenure, neither Penn State, neither Ohio State, neither Michigan State, neither Alcorn State, neither Boise State have. You see what I'm saying? I just got a little carried away, but
but okay, wait a minute. Well, then I'm going to transition this to the other side, right? The victorious team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ohio State lived through that era.
Yep.
They beat Penn State.
Yep.
Is that really a signature win? And then what's your pulse on them moving forward for the remainder of the year?
Well, they are it's a signature win for Ohio State.
Wow.
I mean, look at the schedule. It has to be.
Got Austin checking in.
What's going on, Austin? Checking in.
Hey, what's going on? How did you do last week, actually, since we have you? I'll dive right into it. I think I started some of the players that he did, and thankfully I was victorious at both of my leagues. So absolutely. But for those checking in, I know we are talking kind of some quick college football notes, but wanted to cover those. since we had the Jason Kelce thing too, and it kind of led in, one thing leads to another, as they say. But feel free to let us know in the comments your start sit stuff. Of course, we'll throw out the NFL schedule here and kind of go through those games as well momentarily. But yeah, interestingly enough, I'm looking at Ohio State, and I don't know. I'm kind of just. I don't know why I felt better about them in the past than I do now. Like they don't like it's just kind of not an off year necessarily, but it just doesn't seem quite as put together.
Because they're not.
See?
Nah.
Dude. Oh. I would say with Waddle, because of again that soft tissue thing, it is going to be a wait and see for me.
Gotcha.
I think like as long as Tua stays upright, that they'll be fine and he will ultimately rebound. But that is just a universal kind of rule of mine. Just if the guy has a hamstring issue, it is one snap, into Slim Jim away from you just, kicking rocks and playing, pounding sand and taking a hard L.
Right.
There it is. All right. 1 and 2 out of the 3 leagues. I was hoping Doc was supposed to be jumping on it at some point here as well.
Okay.
Dude, you should have heard just in only a way that Doc can in his leagues. The individuals that he was able to acquire out of the waiver wire, so basically free.
Yeah. Oh gosh, his waiver wire treasures, if you will. Doc is like the equivalent of the people they go to Facebook Marketplace and the thrift stores and clean up. And I mean clean up. Like, how did you find clean up? People who can go on Facebook Marketplace and like find a car with like 70,000 miles that's like 15 years old and squeaky clean and just clean up. Those
right,
guys.
For $5 and it needed spark plugs.
Yes, that's Doc.
See,
Doc
you know what? I thought about
shopper.
this. You tell me about this. We can explore this one day. If I keep winning this way, we might be able to do that a little sooner.
Yeah.
I was going to go with in Dubai. There's a car graveyard, which is just these abandoned luxury vehicles that are basically brand new.
Yeah,
and they get full of sand because of just again they're just left.
Wow.
Where again, insert make and model of likely a fantasy of yours, and it's there.
Wow.
And you just have to go get it. Easier said than done, but I'm like, well, that's a lot cheaper than actually buying the vehicle outright over here.
Right.
I'm like, I wonder what I could do with this. Like, hey, before you throw this thing into the sand, let me talk to you really quick. Like,
let me holler at you for a second.
Like, how about this? I'll drive it into the sand.
Right. And find that road.
Right. You're like, you won't have to worry about this anymore. And just just the sand valet, and it will just end up in my garage. That's all. It's both of ours. And let's see. Someone dropped Tyrone Tracy when he got the concussion. Oh, dude, that's a steal. That's a steal.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Austin, you might know, I thought I had seen something yesterday that had said he was actually listed as healthy. I don't know if he cleared. I didn't know for sure, rather, if he had cleared the concussion protocol or not. But if he did, I'm trying to look now with you. T. Higgins, by the way, is likely out. He is listed as doubtful for those that are considering. But what a steal. I'm telling you that if it's a keeper league, Austin, yeah, he cleared the concussion protocol.
Wow.
Oh, man. Like, keep this in mind, Gully, just for context. This dude put up 31.
Right.
In theory, as a backup. Of course, he
Right.
went to Purdue. But so no surprise from me. Because, again, you know this. I was saying he was someone to keep an eye on before the season started. So if I'm saying that, fantastic that it actually like manifested. Yeah, he already cleared protocol.
Yep.
Oh, dude, could you imagine that just kind of just casually laying out there?
Right.
Casually, like, here's a dude that just had 31 points.
Yeah.
We got Dr. Squatch. Hey, guys, new viewer here. Welcome
aboard. Welcome,
Absolutely.
Dr. Squatch.
Answering all fantasy start-sit questions and as well as any general topics. When it shows after dark, it's a little unstructured to barbershop.
It's a freestyle. Yeah, it's a freestyle.
Absolutely. So, yeah, love what Austin's been able to do with, and I just feel for everybody that has to go against him because from what I recall, he's now like Jonathan Taylor. He's got Waddle, Taylor. Now he's got Tracy. He will likely have a solid playoff run.
Right.
Ahead of him. That's fantastic. Christian Kirk's trade from Jacksonville was halted because of an injury. So he was supposed to be actually heading to Pittsburgh.
Right. Right.
Oh, wow. Hey, for the Poland GMs in Iraq, my teammate actually played for the Iraqi national team, the soccer team.
Oh, really?
Yep. So definitely shout out to you watching from there. And let's see, Dr. Squatch. I'm so sorry for the following question. Oh, Jordan Love. All of the following scenarios are 6-point passing touchdowns. Ooh, that's juiced. I like that. But you know what? It makes sense. Why for the receivers, why for the running backs, and not for the quarterbacks? All right, let's see. We got Love versus Tua. Love versus Carr. Love versus Flacco. And May versus Lawrence. So, Gully, so little unique circumstance here for Dr. Squatch in a positive way, which is most leagues have the quarterback touchdowns at 4.
Yeah.
He has them equal to your running back or receiving.
No, he got him scored per NFL rules. He got him scored at 6. I mean, 6 points. Right?
I like it. All right. So now we have some decisions to make, however. And that touchdown portion actually is very relevant to this. So I know you have some of the rankings information that I had sent you a little earlier on my end.
I had a crash here. I had a crash out just seconds ago. So I'm queuing that back up.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. So what we have is, so Jordan Love, of course, would be going against the Lions. Not necessarily the best matchup, but of course he is listed as questionable. Talk about soft tissue injuries. Unfortunately,
right.
That's another thing. Like, as much as like Doc's been very critical of him, in my opinion, he hasn't been healthy at all. Like he's had the knee brace, I think, and then now the quad. Like the guy has unfortunately not been. So I'm taking that into account. So I'm not kind of punishing him for that. Flacco versus May. Love
Mm.
versus two. So, Dr. Squatch, I guess my question is this. So, is it easy enough? Like, are these because versus Lawrence? That's where I'm getting a little confused because I see Love a handful of times. So, is this multiple
Yes,
leagues?
multiple leagues. Yeah, he's got a league with Love versus. That's what we say. He's got Love in quite a few
Oh,
leagues. So it's like looking at the individual matchups. So this is what he's got. One league he's got Tua. One league he's got Love. So you've got Tua and Love. Those are both his quarterbacks are in divisional games, right? Tua is at Buffalo, and Love is at home versus Detroit. So,
but is Love going to play? That's where he may expected to play Sunday. All right.
Love expected to play. Right. He's got that groin tear. That groin injury.
Exactly. My issue
that
is
type
this
of injury. Oh, I can imagine in Detroit, despite losing their was it defensive end or defensive tackle, right? They lost for the year. They have filled the gap quite admirably in the least, and I say that in the least. But you got Tua at Buffalo. Buffalo defensively.
You know, Drake May at Tennessee, their defense actually has been better, and he's hurt too. I mean, that's brutal. Derek Carr should be fine. I mean, him at Carolina is great. It's just, are they going to run up the score so fast that they don't need to throw the ball? I would still say he should be just fine and under that circumstance, because that's about as good of a like offense versus defensive matchup as you can ask for.
So if you say that,
but my issue is this, Gully.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of good defensive matchups for a quarterback, we've seen Caleb Love, torch. I'm sorry, not Jordan Love. Caleb Williams torch Jacksonville. We saw Deshaun Watson have his best game of the season, of a short season, against Jacksonville.
Yep.
So you kind of see a theme, right, with Jacksonville not having a good defense.
Right.
And we're going to get to my guy. What was it, Tyrone? Who was he? The dude from the cornerback for Tampa. We'll get there.
Oh.
We'll get to him and see how he did.
Yeah.
Because you know what, he could have easily aired us out if he would have had 4 interceptions and 2 pick sixes or something.
Yeah.
I would have. He could have sent me a 4-letter word sandwich, and I may have had to take a bite on this program.
Right.
But we'll get to him. But my problem is this: that's who Jordan Love went against last week, and he had under 10 fantasy points. My concern is this injury in a divisional game.
Right.
Despite it being at home. Where does that sit with you?
Nah, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to stand on the Dr. Squatch. I don't think Love gets to go in any of your matchups this week. I'm going Tua. I like Carr and I like Flacco over any matchup. Now, experts say otherwise, but when it comes to Tua, but I like these. I like Tua, Carr, and Flacco over Love in any scenario this week.
The only reason that I'm gonna echo his sentiments is because I'm thinking of floors and ceilings here.
Yes.
And we're not at a Home Depot. So
right.
This right now, based off of what we just saw, the recency bias for Jordan Love is that he's not right. He had 2 limited practices. We know where Doc, who's not here yet, how he feels about limited participation. We'll get to Puka Nacua as well. because I went and grabbed Tutu Atwell. I said it was Tutu time, and I thought he was carried off anyway. So I'm with Gully on this. Austin chimed in, said my roster with the team I added: Tracy,
got Stroud, Dak, Neighbors, Amon-Ra, Tillman.
Whoa,
Henry Taylor. He's got a log jam.
Hey, bro, you might want to, at this point, Austin, you may want to just like relax. Like unless there is,
you know what he's gonna run into? He's gonna run into. He's so top heavy. Like I can see why he has trouble picking. Like there's no clear.
Yeah, but this is one of those circumstances where it's like, do I make a change because I want the number 7 receiver versus the number 9? You get what I'm saying? Where it's like you have so many good things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's top heavy, man.
But what I like about this, there's a balance to this that is
you see a balance here.
And this is where I know he's been a part of this show because there's a part of me that identifies this philosophy right away. And I think it's set up to win. Okay. Like to win the whole freaking thing, which is he has guys in place for today and tomorrow. Meaning when you look like, when you see guys like Brooks that he has on the IR, at some point he is going to return, right? That is not meant for the tomorrow, literally. When you look at Evan Ingram, that was someone that was out for a while. And now with the Christian Kirk injury, this dude it might as well be, I know we're in November now, but this dude is having a Thanksgiving Day feast all to himself.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, that's what I'm saying. He's so right. He's won 6 straight. How could you lose?
3 leagues. The last one is to choose one quarterback between those 4. It's a dynasty league.
He was
did you see that?
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I had seen that when we had us when we had his question up when he was giving us matchups. Appreciate you, Dr. Squatch. Tune in. Stay with us. So Mondays we go into the world of pro wrestling, very tough. And then we're back Wednesdays, right?
That's right. Yeah. Now the structured show. This is the anti-structure, the anti-matter.
This is the conversational piece, right? So tune in to us and stick with us. Yeah.
If you guys are watching out there, I'm leaving Austin's comment up because that is just fantastic. This is Marvin Harrison Jr. Now Tillman from Cleveland, of course. Like again, these are people that are, oh my God.
Hey, so does his hey Austin, is your league, is it 2 wideouts, 1 RB in a flex, or is it like 2 wideouts, 2 RBs in a flex?
That's actually a great question. I'm intrigued now because he would actually, I'm curious, Austin, too. Who would you be starting this week? Just looking, I know some of those guys might be on a bye.
The bye weeks are in.
But otherwise, I'm intrigued to see who he was thinking of rolling with this week as well. But yeah, for all of those guys out there to have, you're doing well when you have 2 stud tight ends like that.
Right.
So completely agree. And with that being said, before I forget. So yeah, the Christian Kirk trade was supposed to be a done deal with him going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. But he ended up breaking his collarbone. That is just brutal. So now Pittsburgh is showing some interest rather in both Mike Williams on the Jets and Adam Thielen, who I thought he was on IR from Carolina. Boy, talk about a little bit of a downgrade.
Right.
So Austin, it has one quarterback.
Yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's 2 RB, 2 wild out, 1 TE, 1 flex.
Let's see here. He's got Bijan. Greg hit. Is that?
Oh, so you looking at Austin's
so
roster.
Guys that have fantastic matchups on Austin's specifically. I mean, dude, look, think about this for a second. You have the rankings that we have right now for the week. His running backs are ranked for the week.
Say, man, like how they
3, 4,
right.
9.
Right.
And then Tracy's at 25, but even dude, that's a great matchup even for him. I mean, like that's unheard of.
Right. Henry. Right.
So when we talk about like draft strategies, you've heard of like the 0 RB strategy where you'll go quarterback or a couple wideouts and then kind of wait with the intent of someone kind of getting injured. Here we go. Miss Salva chimes in. I need running back. RB has
the producer called you in. She's like, did you see she said check the chat for my guy.
Right, literally.
Yeah. She's like,
well, here's the thing. She's actually in a terrible spot because Moss is hurt.
Ooh. So she needs a running back from one of her leagues. Now you got to give us some perspectives, Mrs. Alva. Like who's available? We can tell you Derrick Henry. But
literally.
Yeah. We will tell you Derrick. All right. Based off your context, if this is all the context we got, Derrick Henry. Go get Derrick Henry. But who's available for you? Or were you considering any trades to get something? Like, have you received any trade offers?
She's going to have to do something.
Yeah.
That is not going to work.
Yeah. And then what's your league setup? Do you have a 2 RB, 2 wide out league as well? So yeah, some of these questions, guys, when you send those in, let us know what the kind of structure is. So that way, we might be able. It may add context, or it may sometimes affect who we might give you a recommendation.
Absolutely. So Austin said he's rolling with Dak, Neighbors, Amon-Ra, Henry, and Bijan, and then Bowers, and then flexing Taylor. It'd be flexing, all right. That is awesome. I'm trying to think. How did?
Oh, he's going with the Chargers at Cleveland. Austin, Chargers at Cleveland. You like that matchup?
He's not believing in Jameis.
Yeah.
Although, that hard.
I mean, but it is the Chargers though. I'm saying, it is the Chargers. See, Cleveland, and I'm from there. I tell you, on the Pick'em League, man, that's my 1 point game every game. Probably because I'm too close in proximity to the team that I never know which way they're going. Like I'll pick against them, but they're always my 1 point matchup. It's like the lowest points. I'm never convinced on what we're gonna get from Cleveland, and this season proves it. They're 2-6. How? Well, we kind of know how in a sense, But no, we don't. No. Why are they 2-6? I don't know. And then why would they win that game last week in such a fashion? Yeah. So that's what I say. He's going 2-6. I mean, he's going.
What would you do, Gully? Look, there was a part of me that said, if Jameis wins this game, Deshaun Watson will never start another for this franchise.
I still don't want Deshaun Watson back in Cleveland. I appreciate Jameis Winston for understanding. If I appreciate Jameis Winston, get ready for this, right? So I appreciate Jameis Winston's appreciation for his position. When I say that is he's got an opportunity to extend his career, to lead a franchise, to turn things around for himself. And so he recognizes, like, he's in Cleveland for, this is the reason why he's in Cleveland, and he has an opportunity to make an improvement on his career, being quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. He embraces the culture in the city. I appreciate that. That being said, there is a contingent of the fan base that I don't want to be associated with. And I asked some close people of mine. You may know one of them in particular. I don't know what's tougher, certain political affiliations versus being a Browns fan, because they're embarrassing at this point. Quite embarrassing. I want Deshaun Watson out of here. I want him gone.
Why? You know what? Look,
I want him gone. I want him gone because I'm a fan of him as a player, and I want him to do what Baker Mayfield has done because he deserves it. The same way Baker Mayfield sort of deserved it when the Browns felt like they needed to make a change at the expense of the best quarterback we had since Bernie Kosar. So as good as Baker was, all of a sudden everything bad he did, everything he wasn't really working on, everything he didn't do was inflamed.
Sure.
Without
a doubt.
His shortcomings were inflamed and exacerbated in a tremendous level because we wanted him out of here. And then he, I think it was a gut punch. And that's why he kind of floundered in Carolina, and he had a okay opportunity with the Rams. But the idea behind that is those franchises, well, at least in the Panthers case, they weren't complete. So when he struggled with a struggling franchise, it looked like, it was a sense of relief that we did the right thing to get rid of Baker and for Deshaun.
What happened in that week one? Do you remember? Carolina versus Cleveland.
Oh, if I'm not mistaken, no, Cleveland won, I believe. Wait a minute. Hold on. Should know this, right? But I don't.
Should, but Cleveland escaped after only putting up 9 in the entire second half. And they walked off in September of 22, 26-24 winners. That stated everything you needed to know about Baker Mayfield, because Carolina was who in my Dennis Green, they were who we thought they were, which was terrible.
Right.
Then we got to see it one more time, but with some better options when he went in that game against Denver with the Rams. And the Rams were intentionally they were in a rough spot, right?
Right.
Stat Padford himself.
Your guy.
Although, that was a lot. Who was the backup quarterback? I'm just going to bring it up. You Google that. Go ahead and do Kelly Stafford backup quarterback. Anyway, this is the Shop Report After Dark. And so simply put, if we had any doubt, which again I kind of did, right? In Tampa, we were on there, we were on the air when Chris Godwin got hurt.
Yep.
And so I thought, okay, if there were any week out there that this would be the time to get Baker.
Right.
This is going to expose Baker.
Mm-hmm.
Baker the faker.
And what happened? And
with that terrible defense with the guy from App State that I'm going to have to remember his name. And I'm going to do a commercial break in order to find it. He proceeded to throw multiple touchdowns, and that's in spite of losing yet another receiver during the game.
So who's in the MVP conversation this year?
He should be.
Yeah, has it already? Because you know what, I'm gonna tell you something. I haven't heard right now because we're halfway through the season now. I haven't heard really many. I haven't heard many discussions or any stories talking about early season MVP. Like who are the favorites? Like I don't know who they are, but I know Baker Mayfield has to be one of them.
So number one currently is Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
So quarterbacks, no surprise, right? So Lamar, in this order: Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, Jaden Daniels, and then Stroud is who they have listed.
Hold on, Lamar, Mahomes, Daniels, and Stroud.
Yep. So
wait. Lamar, Mahomes, Daniels, Stroud.
That's how it started about a month. I would say about 2 weeks ago. Okay. So
gotcha.
As of a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As of 3 days ago, the current odds were Josh Allen plus 300, which is tied with Lamar.
Okay.
Mahomes at plus 600.
Okay.
So again, 10 would net you 70 as a payout. We're talking double J's.
We looking at DraftKings.
This was according to Fox Bet.
Oh, okay. Because that sounds like DraftKings got similar.
Okay, and I was gonna say if you're seeing something different, then let me know because this was a couple days ago.
Well, here's what I'm telling you. Okay, I get it. All right, here's what I'm telling you. They got a list of several quarterbacks ahead of Baker and Derrick Henry, right? And also including Jalen Hurts. Now, I think top 5 are the likely, right? So Daniels, Goff. So from 5 to 1, Daniels, Goff, or some. Yeah, I'm right. From 5 to 1 is Daniels, Goff, Mahomes, Allen, Jackson. And I've never listened to Alan Jackson as an artist anyway, but that's besides the point.
What?
I never listened to Alan. I might have to. After the show, I might have to turn on some Alan Jackson and see what it is because it just came to me. I just know who the name was, but I never listened to him. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, Alan Jackson fans out there.
She's gone country, and I'm sure Miss Zay would. Anyway, nevertheless. I digress. Go ahead.
Oh, Gibby. Yeah, shout out to Gibby. Bring in Gibby.
Oh, yeah, here we go. So, Austin, I agree with you. No go on the Vikings defense. Flacco is an upgrade over Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
And
really?
You know what? Hang on a second. No. This is another one.
Yeah. Hang on a second. Right. That's your favorite. Right. Hang on a second. All for 3 seasons. For 3 years, if you've been a Shop Report fan, I have been talking, well, at least season and a half. I've been talking about who Joe Flacco is. Listen, Joe Flacco is having the late stage career that Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be having. Right? It's not a surprise to me. And wait a minute. But to your credit, I think you brought that up. I like to think that it was you that brought that up on last week's Shop Report show that the obvious had to be done, and when you have the potential to get the future quarterback of your franchise, and he looks like Lamar Jackson, you do make that move. But to suggest that Flacco was over. I think it was the transitioning or the decommissioning or the de-elevation or devaluation, whatever it is, the de-escalation, something that implies Flacco was here when really he was more so coasting. That was the biggest problem I had, because Flacco was quietly one of the 3 best quarterbacks of his generation. And his name wasn't Brady.
Oh, come on.
He was. He was. And he proved it in the playoffs. And I keep saying, I keep going back. People act like he had this is what I'm saying. People act like he had the one playoff run that was people act like his Ravens Super Bowl win was the same type of Super Bowl win that Trent Dilfer had as Ravens QB. And it was far from it. Far from it. And so when he goes to Denver and they struggle, again, look at the state of the franchise he's in when you say, okay, the guy don't have it no more. And goes to Denver and they don't look too good. Then he goes to the Jets, and given the opportunity, what does he do? Engineers like a 21-point comeback against Cleveland of all teams. And then putting on a Browns jersey, proceeds to lead these guys to continue a great season. When Deshaun Watson was down for the year, looking like Flacco. And why is he a Colt? Well, because they probably wanted to avoid a controversy, but they got one anyway. And thankfully, Jameis Winston, again, appreciates his position, so he's going to make it worth it while, right? But Flacco is the guy that I thought he was. He's one of the best quarterbacks of his era. And he should be a Hall of Fame.
Look,
I said it.
When he retires again, he needs to call you and have you.
Yep.
I mean, that was just
Hall of Fame Flacco. Yellow Jacket Flacco. That's what it is. The Yellow Jacket Flacco Committee. YJF.
And with that being said, we're going to take our first commercial break of the day. We're taking a full timeout. I got it.
And you know what? We're gonna get to your comments really soon, Givy and Mrs. Alva. You guys,
stay with us, everybody. We're jumping right back to these comments here, and we will answer all of your start sits here soon.
SK Cunningham, and you watching the Shop Report.
I'm Army Diallo, and you watching the Shop Report.
I'm Chris Marine, you're watching the Shop Report.
Oh, you're Jay Knight, you're watching the Shop Report.
Braxton Key, you're dropping in on the Shop Report.
Barbershop Jay, Quentin Hines, Super Bowl champion. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm on.
Hi, I'm Mars Manworks from Mercury Stadium, and you're watching the Shock Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching the Shock Report. Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Commander Brown, Detroit Rivers Mountain Training, and I'm watching the Shop Report.
Hey, this is Doug Flynn of the New York Mets. Well, a few other teams, of course, too. And you're watching the Shop Report.
I'm Matt Ramos, and you're watching the Shop Report.
How you doing? I'm Rajay Davis, and you're watching the Shop Report.
How you doing? This is Nelson Figueroa, former Major League pitcher with a lot of teams. You're about to listen to the Shop Report.
Hey, this is Howard Johnson. You're watching the Shop Report.
Cleaning the cracks on your pavement surfaces can take hours and be torturous on your body. Until now. Bicracky Weed Removal Tool was designed specifically to clean pavement cracks in a fraction of the time, all while standing up. Bicracky's patented design incorporates a two-sided steel blade and is encased by a durable fiberglass shell. Simply use the large end to clean big gaps, then rotate and use the small tip for narrow gaps. Made in the USA, Bicracky eliminates weeds to the root and is environmentally friendly. Bicracky. Save your back while you clean your crack.
All right, just like that, we are back better than ever. And here we go. Let's roll. Yo, Givey is in the building. I really need help this week. All caps, Gully. So I could grab Madison, Bigsby, or Mostert. And Mostert is on backup duty. He's also on. He's kind of a touchdown vulture of late. Also, train school guy. Went to school with me actually. In which that was the year I finished second in the NCAA football game for the school. So another unknown or little known record of mine. I lost to Rico Allen, who is, I think, second all-time in pick sixes in Purdue history. He almost caught Rod Woodson. So she could grab Madison. Hang on, we'll get this one first. So Madison, Bigsby. Now, let's see. My thing is it's a half decent matchup at Philly, but isn't Bigsby hurt too? Oh my God, Tank Bigsby. I just got to look at my own roster because I could see him there. Let's see.
Well, you got the
look at you already humming.
Madison. I think Madison has the more. Well, they're at Cincinnati. The Raiders at Cincinnati, and then you've got Bigsby at Philadelphia.
Right. But
and I was just comparing, Madison and Bigsby, right?
And that's the thing. Tank is likely to suit up according to what I'm seeing.
You said but he's injured. He's dealing with an injury.
Yeah, it's so he was listed as questionable for this week's game.
Yeah.
And it's an ankle. Fantastic.
Yeah. Madison would be now. Let's look at now, hold on. But
there's gotta be somebody else. What about Tyrone Tracy? That's probably the best matchup versus Washington. Right. So even though his projection may be low, right? Think about this. Washington doesn't have the defense that Pittsburgh does. And this dude is a PPR monster.
Yep. Look at Austin. You see Austin's comment?
No, because I'm jumping in between screens. What do we got?
Yeah. I'd go with Madison, Megan.
All right. Austin saying Henry and or Lamar are in it.
You talking about the MVP race? Stroud should not be there.
Oof.
Oh,
Andrews.
Givey needed some help from us.
Here we go. All right.
Hold on. Go back up though. Givey, that one. Go back up to Givey's first.
To this one?
No. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Givey. Yeah, that was his tight end, Mark Andrews or Ferguson. And Givey has something else.
Has a fantastic matchup against Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
And he said, or Andrews. And
Andrews versus
Baltimore. Oh no, versus Denver. I'm good. I'm going
Ferguson. Ferguson. Givey, we're gonna say take Ferguson. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. My bad. My camera was off, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad.
I'm doing that on purpose because you're gonna see me in some,
Never mind.
Oh, it is the shop report after dark, so I'll let you use your imagination.
No, I won't. No, I don't want to use my imagination. Just stay there, okay? Stay there, talking shop report logo.
I love it. And okay, we got Caesar Contreras weighing in. Worthy
or Leggett or Hawkinson.
Hawkinson finally found the end zone. He's got technically a fantastic matchup versus the Colts.
Yeah.
I don't think I would go that way. Now, Worthy, on the other hand. First Tampa? Oh, my gosh. Hang on. I should have did that during the commercial break. I didn't. So it's going to be Xavier Worthy for me. Oh, man. I'm Googling now. Here it is. Here he is in all his glory. And I'm going to tell you why Xavier Worthy. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you why Xavier Worthy. It's as simple as this, guys.
Yep.
Right here. Tyreek Funderburk. Tyreek Funderburk, ladies and gentlemen, is the corner.
Yeah. Xavier Worthy, my guy. Yeah.
Do you want to know what the Falcons receivers did to Tyreek?
Yeah.
So let's go take a look here. All right. So the Atlanta Falcons last week, of course, were victorious. He is.
Hey, we got to get the Philly mic too. So
I know. Yeah. We're getting there, and I promise, guys, but we're not leaving you without getting these answered. Kyle Pitts, the tight end, had 91 yards in 2 touchdowns, 2 tutties. All right, so in your PPR league, that's 12 plus 4 receptions, so we're at 16 plus the 9. Oh my goodness. Darnell Mooney, who I said that somebody asked about Darnell Mooney. I threw him out there because and that was what started this whole Funderburk. Me going on my Funderburk rant, which is he had in a PPR league, he had 86 yards. So again, that 8.6. Do some simple math plus the 10 because he had a touchdown and 4 receptions. So he had 18.6. How about Bijan? He had 7 for 40 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
If they are going against this man, and it's no disrespect to him, congratulations, you're in the NFL. I am not.
No disrespect to him, but you just put his.
No, I never once said I would cook him in a route running contest or something like that.
But Xavier Worthy, on the other hand,
right? Give me Xavier Worthy speed, and yes, I will take my chances, Tyreek. So, Caesar, believe me, if you want to get this dub, start him. And believe me, look, guys, I told Gully, we talk about this on Sundays and Mondays. We're watching how these guys are performing with you.
Yes.
So, I mean, there's times where I'm celebrating and these people aren't even on my roster. It's because I told you guys to do it and it's coming through for you. So we do care.
Even like even at his peril. So like we might give you recommendations that effectively are for his opponent. You get what I'm saying? So while he's getting torched in his fantasy league, he's applauding because that was the recommendation he made. All right, Givey says stuck for your flex. 3 RBs are going to be KW3, Chase Brown, because Zach Moss is out. Is that good? Right? Can you help me with my flex, though? Okay. Wait.
So he's saying Kyron Williams or Chase Brown?
Right. Chase Brown versus the Raiders.
Which is a fantastic matchup. But Kyron Williams against Seattle is a A+ as well. You're Givey, that's I think you're going to be good either way.
But if he had to pick, we have to pick. He asking us to pick.
This is
you know what? We're going to do him a favor. We're going to be unanimous. Okay.
Oh,
because I was going Chase Brown. You said
no, but I'm not against. Here's the thing.
No, we got to be unanimous. We got to help.
I know, but what I'm saying is, I like the Chase Brown pick because the Raiders are terrible, and if they can, as they should.
Well,
right?
how decent has Chase Brown been as a starting back?
That's the thing. He's been. Remember, he's somebody I told you guys to stash early on.
Yeah,
because I watched him late last season when people were all over Zach Moss, and I'm like, did you forget who Zach Moss was in Indianapolis?
Yeah.
Like every time that Taylor got hurt, he wasn't good enough.
Got you. Yeah.
And when he was in Buffalo, like, come on, like enough. I was already not sold on it, but who I was sold on was the guy that I got to see late last season in Cincinnati. So with the same offense. And then of course they just weren't using him in pass pro. And so it was hurting him to start. And then he became more and more effective. And of course, Zach Moss had, I think, the turf toe, which is brutal. That's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And so for me, I would say the Raiders, because if they Chase Brown against the Raiders, I think he's going to get more work than Kyron Williams will. They're both good, dude. Who you got, Gully? How about this? You pick, and I'll just roll with it because I like them both. I think this is a 1 and a 1A here.
You're all right. You've got the Rams. No, you got the Rams at Seattle, and you got Chase Brown at home
versus the lowly Raiders.
Right. Rams. Let's see. T. Higgins is out.
Yep.
All right, man. Go with Chase Brown. We're gonna Chase Brown.
So Chase Brown last week against Philly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, only 50% of the shares of the snap count, right?
Yeah.
Still got you about 12 and a half.
He says,
my bold prediction is Chase Brown gets you.
Oh, whoa. We misunderstanding him. We misunderstanding him.
Oh, okay. Well,
go to his comment.
Flex, Bigsby, ETN. If we can avoid them, I would love that. Tyrone Tracy, no Uncle Rico for me. Half point PPR. Give me Tyrone. It's Tyrone.
You better call Tyrone, huh?
Yeah, great plays.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Hey. Oh, man, we appreciate that. I would say there's a few different ways. On the Facebook side, I know we have the merch store there. And we definitely want to get to your question as well.
That's why look, he want to put a premium on and get this question answered.
I like that.
Hey, post that question, Philly Mike. Yeah, awesome. Right.
I'd go Madison.
Yeah, he was referring to Meg's question. Yep.
Here we go.
I think we discussed this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Barbershop, the host from the host of our shop report.
The
show.
Hurricanes are 9-0, and unlike the teams from the days of dominance, I don't trust them.
He's still salty over that. He is still salty over
Bro,
that.
he said 9-0 and then said I don't trust them.
Just like the 73 record. Warriors. Right, man. Barbershop.
Hey,
come on, man. Quit it, man. Like, the 73 well, no, I can't say quit. No, but you know what? There were holes there in that 73-win team. The league was played differently, and then a 73-win team losing Bogut, you wouldn't think would fall off a cliff. So yeah, there were holes there in that 73-win Golden State Warriors team.
CD, Terry McLaurin, Kyron Williams, Chase Brown. This is good. Yep.
Yeah.
Wait
a minute. Hold on. I think he stated his flex question. His flex was. Wait a minute. What did he say for his flex? Yeah, those are good picks. Oh, see, look at that. No. He said I'm playing Chase Brown and Kendall. Okay, right.
Oh, I love it.
He's playing those guys.
Bears, Eagles, Chargers. Pick one. Give me the.
Wait a minute.
You're gonna agree with me?
Bears, Eagles, Chargers. D. Pick one, please. Hold on. We got to make sure we get Givey that attention, and then we want to try to get to.
Well, I'm gonna go off the rip and say the Chargers.
Oh, the flex was. Go back to Givey's.
Yeah, that's a top 5 play. Absolutely. Give me the Chargers, Caesar. Chargers for Austin as well. All right, here we go. Potato juice. Do I trade AJ Brown and Romeo Dobbs for Pacheco and Debo? Potato juice, I would say
no.
Depending on your depth, who you have.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Because if he can wait, that's the thing. Pacheco's should be coming back. But remember, just like ask any Christian McCaffrey owner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that gif of that skeleton.
Yeah.
And we got the Tyreek smiling at us we're leaving him up.
Right. And you know what? Here's the other thing. The Eagles won 37-17 versus Cincinnati, right?
Correct.
All right.
With 3 freaking they couldn't hand the ball off once at the goal line.
Yeah. So I suggest that perhaps the Eagles, we're in the middle of the season, they're finding their stride. I think there's more in store for AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts. I think they're tuning up at the right time. This might not be a good time to make that trade. And you drafted them for a reason. So I think, that the seed that you planted by drafting them is going to bloom fruit pretty soon.
Who do I drop for a defense? You're not dropping Mark Andrews, not at this point.
Jeez.
Man, Bucky just won't go away either. Like I've tried.
Right. Dowdle.
No to either of the tight ends because there's not enough of them that are productive this
year.
Yeah,
you do that, you'll be haunted.
My fear is this, Givey. I feel like with the lineup that you have, you could potentially win the game without stringing a defense.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, before we continue that.
Yep.
Hey, Philly Mike, put that question out there so that way we can answer it. I know you said you need it ASAP, and we already well past it. So, but put that question out there, and then we'll get to that answer.
Absolutely, without a doubt. We got Kyle, full point PPR, Love or Cousins, which we've talked about with obviously the Jordan Love injury plus the rain. That says, dude, if he balls out, guys, I will take the L.
Yeah, we're gonna take.
I will honestly take the L because that if I had a hamstring injury, the last thing I want to do is run around in the rain.
But they say not hamstring, they say groin.
Oh, even better.
That's what I'm saying. Even worse. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a groin and the hamstring got the groin. Because I mean, bro, that I've had a groin injury before. I think many of us have had like it.
And it's the same day that all of a sudden you'll end up because of something like a wet surface.
Yeah.
End up slide to the right.
Yeah, slide to the
man.
Yeah, like that's a tough one. So I'll tell you what, Love, if he performs well in the rain versus Detroit, even though it's at home, in the rain versus Detroit with that groin injury.
But here's the thing, Gully.
Go ahead.
Even if he were healthy, truth be told,
the
matchup, even though it's Kirk Cousins kind of trending down for me.
Okay.
But Kirk Cousins is just outside of the top 5 for us.
Right.
So great matchup versus the Cowboys. He's going to have to air it out.
Yep.
So I would still say the better of the 2 matchups is actually Kirk Cousins this week. So I would go Cousins. And then he said Ferguson or McBride, which again, we talked about Ferguson a little earlier at the number 8 for us this week.
Yep.
Again, being on the opposite side of that Atlanta game. McBride, on the other hand, tougher matchup versus the Bears. I would go, to me, it's always about matchups. So typically, yes, McBride would be, he's a top he's number 3 for us this week. But I lean Ferguson just off of the fact of what we've seen tight ends do production-wise. Remember, Cade Otton had a fantastic week last week against that Atlanta secondary.
Yeah, he did.
So let's roll with that as well, because he's not alone. We got DB.
What up?
And then, Kenneth Walker. And then, let's see. At Givey, Bigsby or Andrews for me. The Cavs are undefeated. You know what, though, DB? The talk of the town is with the Thunder. And them winning, being the first team in NBA history to be victorious by beating their opponents by 12 plus. So to Barbershop Jay's point a little earlier about his Hurricanes, I wanted to ask, what do you guys make out of that statistic? Does it, I mean, of course, if they don't go and win it all, does it not mean anything? Or what does that represent for you, that they're the first team in NBA history to do that through 5 games? Kyle, Cousins, McBride, and Chargers. Yep, and again, the only one I would flip-flop, I have McBride myself in every league. So if I'm saying something other than what I'm rolling with, there's a reason why I genuinely think it's a better matchup option. RB. Hopefully the Buckeyes can play the Hurricanes. I know they would love a rematch in the playoffs. Oh, do you know how sick Barbershop Jay would be? Can hold it down for the Packers. Well, he's got to do better than what the Tennessee Titans did last week. I can tell you that. Although he did prove he can throw it as well. 60-40, he's supposed to win, but man, I'm hoping ETN or Bigsby go on IR. Otherwise, I don't know who to drop. He's supposed to win. Who are you playing, Givey? How? With the roster? How sure are you it's going to rain?
As sure as the weatherman is.
What? I mean, it's sure enough that I'm literally going to go to weather.com and check for you. That's what. See, that's again. This is where there's no paywall here. Yeah, I'm not taking a forecast from Tuesday because between, depending on what you believe these days, we can make the weather. So let's see, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Let's check this out. There we go. Fantastic. It's today. Let's look at the next 48 hours. Oh, that percentage has declined a little bit there, Gully.
How much?
Oh, no. We got showers. Oh, yeah. All day.
What's the percentage?
So by 4 a.m., it's at 44%, 66 by 5, 78 at 6, 52, 33, 23, 15, 23, 55. So it actually increases closer to kickoff. And then at 1 o'clock, so around kickoff, we're at 60%, 67, then 90% by 3 o'clock, 96% by 4. If they were to go into overtime, we're at 99% until basically the remainder of the evening. So I hope that answers it for you, Kyle, on that one. Let's see. It was perfect.
All right, Austin, for sure.
All right, we got Feasel Fantasy.
Trade James Conner and B-Rob Jr. for Bijan.
Other running backs. Ooh. But I would. Well, wait a minute. He's got Henry and Chase Brown.
Yep.
Here's the only issue I have about the trade itself is that James Conner, if he can stay healthy, right? Always.
Right.
Their schedule, like the strength of schedule on the back half of this season actually gets very easy. Like they go from one of the more difficult to one of the easier schedules.
Okay.
Meaning not that he's had a great season, but this is where if he's there, he all of a sudden starts creeping into those top 10 numbers.
Yeah.
But Bijan, on the other hand, is essentially as close to a sure thing as there is. So I'm okay with the deal. I don't mind that at all. I would pull the trigger, especially if I'm content with that duo that he has, because right now he would have to flex one of those guys. Chase Brown again is kind of an outlier,
right?
So we have Dobbs or McMillan and wife. Oof, we're reaching deep in the well, Kyle.
Yeah.
Well, again, we just talked about what Jordan loved, what we thought about love. What is love? Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, there you go. At the very least, you're but McMillan and wife, last I saw, was he's got a hamstring injury. Dude, you can't make this up. Poor Baker Mayfield.
Oh, are you serious?
So they bring these two. They didn't bring him in. He was drafted. But
yeah,
because I have the other guy, right? I have the veteran. Remember, I went with the veteran.
Right.
From the Giants. And he's hurt too. He left the game the other day.
Oh, wow.
How to say Kate Otten, which was not an option. So by default, I don't have a choice. See, boy, that is rough.
Skip that, guys. No worries. Thank you. He let us off the hook. Skip that, guys. No worries.
Kelce or Jacoby Myers. So this must be for a flex spot.
Yeah.
Trav is number 1. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, my gosh. Hello. Look who's our background, Caesar. It is Thunderberg. And what did Kyle Pitts do?
Man, can you get him off the screen? He been on the screen.
No, because of Caesar's question.
No, man. Get him off the screen.
He's going to be in every reel.
Right, bro. Get him off the screen. Y'all got to give me controls. I've been looking at him for 20 minutes, man.
I know, but it's actually very relevant to screen,
bro. But no, you pop him back up. I've been looking at this dude's face for 20 minutes. All our reels going to be shot. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. So, again, we're going to go with Kelce because if he does, he can match the production that Kyle Pitts had last week. You will be fantastic. McMillan for Austin. And then Givey says, but I have no defense. Even if I get one, he's still supposed to win. Brutal. But Givey. All right, here we go. My team's Allen, CD, Scary Terry, Kenneth Walker, Chase Brown, Ferger Andrews. Flex is Tracy. But remember, hang on a second, Givey. You don't want to win on Saturday night. You want to win tomorrow and Monday. As long as those projections are within reason, right? The only way I could psychologically beat someone is in one of the leagues I'm projected 50 points north of them. If you're within the realm 10, 13 points, grab a defense, and then we'll go off of this week's. So just for the record, with Rico at Atlanta, I don't really like the matchup. I would say he's probably the most expendable. Yes, he's a starter, but he still shares time with Zeke, and how healthy is he? With Tank, he could be actually. I mean, he's got the ankle injury, but he's supposed to go tomorrow. Like you said, if you have, I think he has ETN also. Doesn't Givey have both?
Yeah, let's see real quick. And then we're going to get the George play question here in a moment.
Wait, so actually go Dobbs. McMillan was a limited practice. I'd just go Dobbs. All right, George, hey, man, need help. 2 wideouts and a flex, non-PPR, so standard.
Waddle, Cooper, BTJ, JSN, Hopkins, DJ Moore, Bigsby, or Bucky.
All right, here we go. So with
and a flex.
2 wide receivers and a flex. Okay.
All right, so 3 of these guys.
So no, currently without DK playing, I would say yes to JSN.
Okay.
BTJ. Yep. Nah, versus the Rams. Hang on, let's see if there's a better option first. Brian Thomas. Right. No, I don't like his either. Amari. Better, but what's wrong with Amari now? His route share still it increased to 62%, but the production didn't follow. Everybody else has been eating since he's got there, by the way.
Yeah.
Hopkins, which is still a stretch, but I needed him to score a touchdown last week, and he didn't. That's why I don't do parlays, bro. I stick to soccer. I'm just, as you saw, I clean up on that. Right. DJ Moore. That's Elijah Moore. Where's DJ Moore from? Oh, yeah. Okay, so give me DJ Moore. Great matchup versus the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
And the flex. So you got basically we need 3.
Yeah, give me JSN, DJ Moore,
and Waddle.
Just where's Waddle? That's not great, not bad. He's right next to, like, in the rankings, he's literally right next to Amari Cooper.
Oh, got you right.
I just don't think that's gonna go too well. Bigsby or Bucky? You know what? Give me Bucky as well, because he said this is. Oh no, non-PPR. No, non-PPR. Bucky. No Bucky. Nope. I don't know if I could play Tank either because of the ankle.
Really?
Oh, bro, this is. Then this is killing me on this one. I'm trying to make this as quick as I can too. Then give me Waddle because of the snap share. All right, let's see. And then Kyle Double J. Who does your opponent have? See, that's what I'm saying, Austin. I'm on the same page. Jaden Daniels, Jamar Chase, London, Javonte.
Gibbs.
All right, so wait a minute. We'll go PPR because we know his is a full point PPR.
And defense is Buffalo, and kicker is Justin Tucker.
He's got a great kicker. Yeah, fantastic. But quarterback-wise, Daniels versus the freaking Giants. Oh,
bro, it's a long season. You don't want to try to.
You know what though? Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think he's going to lose this game because.
Right, but I wouldn't be pressed to try to beat this guy by making a move that's going to affect you two or 3 weeks.
Did Gibby tell us what defenses were out there? If I were going to drop somebody, then I'm going to say Rico Dowdle because he's been trash pretty much all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can win. Just grab a defense. I'm dropping Rico. Or Tank. There you go. Well, if
Yeah.
he's got, and the ETN being the guy, right?
All right, Austin. All right.
There you go.
My league is half PPR. Okay.
There it is. So no
what defenses are out there, Givey?
Here we go. Yeah, let's see. Let's get that on the list there as well if we can. Yeah, the way that everybody torched Tyreek last week. There he is.
If they'll get him off the screen.
Oh, there he is again. What about the Bengals defense, Givey, just as like a 1 week fill-in versus the Raiders? Or
that's not a bad idea.
Or the Patriots, as an example, playing the Titans. Like, I'm trying to think of some that wouldn't necessarily, like, they may be hanging. Oh,
here we go. Bring them up.
Oh man, what? They're
the
all available?
defenses out there, and the Lions. Man, what kind of league you got that the Lions defense is sitting out there?
Right.
But hold on. Wait a minute. Are we see that is the difference between watching the game and playing fantasy football. Points wise.
No, the Lions are typically good, but not this week. I wouldn't, not the best matchup. That's why I'm leaning on like Cincinnati, New England, and the Bears. What about at Arizona? I'm good. Pass on them. It's a 1 week thing. See, smart play.
We don't get points for special teams.
So who would turn over the ball a lot? Oh, imagine that. How did that work for the Lions last week? Let's grab the New England defense.
At Tennessee, yeah.
Or who else? Well, did the Raiders really turn it over quite a bit last week? I think they did. Kyle's asking Pittman or JSN in a full PPR. Now, what's our rule of thumb with Pittman? I want to love you, Pitt.
Don't ever do that again.
It's his quarterback.
Don't you ever do that again. Hold on, wait a minute. Don't ever do that again. Don't you?
I thought you were going to do it, and I gave you a second. You didn't jump on it.
Yeah, for obvious reasons. No, let's see.
Oh, hang on. Here we go. So I'm going to go Colts. There it is. So bear with me. So we're going to break this down.
Pittman at Minnesota and JSN at home versus the Rams.
Yeah, but in the games that he went off, right, which was again week 4 against Pittsburgh, and then 5 and 6.
Who are you talking about? Who went off?
Michael Pittman.
Okay.
So he went off at 4, 5, and 6. So who was his quarterback? Week 4, 5, and 6. Let's go. For sure.
I don't know. I thought it was. Oh, right. No, we had talked about this, right? Early in the season. They're better pairings.
Mm-hmm.
Was Pittman paired with Richardson?
Nope, it was Flacco in week 4. So now let's just confirm in week 5. Oh, imagine that. It was Flacco.
Well.
And how about week 6?
Go ahead. Nah, Richardson was.
Nope, it was Flacco.
Oh,
So
sounds
that answers that.
Yeah.
Bam. Kyle said Flacco. No DK. Yep. But
but you said no DK versus
doesn't matter anyway because of the fact that there's still Lockett there. And I have JSN. I will probably start JSN. It is tough, but it's not if you look at those PPR numbers that he had with Flacco as his quarterback. I know Minnesota, the type of defense that they play, and wait a minute, with limited practice. No, that's the only part that's going to scare me here. But no, he benefits far too much from Joe Flacco being the quarterback.
Pittman was limited in practice?
That's what it says. That's why even like my own rankings didn't incorporate that quarterback change when I did them initially. JSN. I have them one right next to the other.
So
literally right next to each other.
We said Pittman. We're gonna go with Pittman.
But that was before the quarterback thing. So give me Pittman for that reason.
Yep, Pittman.
And Kyle, if we blow it, believe me, I will own it. But I can only go off of what we've seen with that guy 3 times, and I know
to start logging it so that way we can remember.
Oh yeah. Brian Thomas Jr. or Hunt if Thomas plays. I know he's way down there. No, it would be give me Hunt because of oh darn it. I closed this thing. Then why I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I did it. They just everyone, I think
what happened?
Gully, I think Austin was asking this on purpose.
It's been fun, y'all, but we got to run. Check this out. Get him out of here, man.
Well, no, he asked.
He didn't ask us to put up this guy.
He did because this is the reason
if you don't get him off the screen,
why I would play him.
I swear if you don't get him off the screen.
See, hey, head versus heart, bro. Believe me, I'm gonna be. Hey, look, I told you I'm gonna end up maybe having no choice other than to start JSN. I'm gonna be looking here at myself.
All the advice I gave you, Givy, making sure you got your comments. How could a sleepy man know that he needed to get your comments up, Givy? Come on, give me a break, okay? Givy.
We got Aldo, and he's asking
Dak or Bo.
Oh.
And Worthy or Lockett full PPR.
Bro. Aldo.
Worthy for sure.
And why, Gully? Bro, you better be careful. That might end up being my default. Yeah, we lost him. No. And then I do like Dak versus Atlanta, but
I think it's fantastic.
Well, yeah, but he's asking, right? He's asking, and Lockett had a questionable destination tag next to him as well. Bo Nix, on the other hand, fantastic matchup against Baltimore's defense, which has been very susceptible
to the pass. Wait. But hold on. Who does Dallas have?
Atlanta. And what did Baker Mayfield do to Atlanta's defense in both games? With you and I was in the slot. So that answers Gibby's question. Where was my favorite spot to watch the game?
Favorite sport to watch in general.
Oh. Hey, look, bro. And this is how you know when I'm real close.
What?
And then I'm real close. Hey, that's why I had floor seats. All right, because I can't, you can't put me up high because I can't tell what's going on.
What did you read? Favorite spot to watch the game.
Hang on, let me use these eye drops real quick.
Now, Gibby,
I'm gonna let you read the comments
Gibby,
from now on.
Gibby, who was asleep, Gibby? Favorite sport to watch in general. My two favorite sports to watch are actually watch and play. Boxing.
But is it wait a minute in up front, like at the venue?
Regardless, yeah. No, I can watch boxing even. I probably watch it better there than even on a fight. And if it's a fight, I probably will mute the sound because especially after watching Lomachenko versus Haney and hearing Max Kellerman say at the end of that fight that Lomachenko won the story of the fight. Like, them words still haunt me. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean he won the story of the fight but didn't actually win it? I digress. Boxing, my favorite sport. My second favorite sport is basketball. But it's becoming harder to watch here lately because it's less in the modern era. I think I watch it. I like to watch it because I love to play it. And that's like my favorite sport to play. But boxing is my favorite sport to watch. My second favorite, I think, yeah, football. Because I can spend the Sunday watching football. I'll tell you what, to get particular, playoff NHL hockey is probably the most atmospheric and most enveloping atmosphere to watch. So when I watch playoff NHL hockey or to go to a hockey game, that atmosphere is remarkable. I don't know what it is about it. It's magical. Like hockey, the action is a fast enough pace, and you can see everything, from one end to the other. But then there was also the World Series just now. Shout out LA Dodgers.
So I was obviously at a playoff baseball game recently. Yeah. I've kind of, before the padded seat was a thing, I gave that a whirl. Yes. I've been Soldier Field. I used to park under the stadium, and they have a most teams have a family room down there. And I've been in the suites after they remodeled it, which is what you guys, what everybody sees today. A fantastic view of the Chicago skyline from the south side of the stadium. But I'm trying, like, in person, believe it or not, soccer is a much better watch in person because it is. I mean, you've seen not just in Europe, but locally, I would say like your USL teams that are out there would be a fantastic. It is far more entertaining than you would think. That would immediately come to mind. So I would say depending on where you're located, obviously I've seen we got a couple of folks on the West Coast, the Seattle Sounders, that type of thing. That kind of, they've had a massive following forever. So that kind of goes without saying, but the NFL, I don't know. I had seats on the 5-yard line at then the 50 for Chicago, and basketball is meant to be an entertainment experience. Pro wrestling obviously is great. Also,
yes.
I think I told you that story where I snuck into the suites because I knew my way around it at Joe Louis Arena at the time. And then I made my way down to the floor. Yeah. And ended up with that chair, which is now somewhere in Lorraine, from what I understand. And so, gosh, man, that's tough. College basketball during March Madness is fantastic. That's it. It really depends on where, right?
Yeah,
There's
that's why. Yeah, getting into the splicing the time of the year. Splicing in the time of the year and the time of the season, it could change. But like has an overall, if you wanted the simple answer, overall, no matter what, it would be boxing, and then it'd be basketball. I watch playoff basketball, of course. Like I said, it's my favorite sport to play, so. I only watch basketball in the playoffs, and that's the thing. That's where I mainly watch hockey in the playoffs.
Yeah, but think about like college football. Like for me, again, obviously there's certain, obviously the SEC, but even my own experiences with kind of those like Purdue has Breakfast Club, right, where you kind of dress up in as essentially think of Halloween, actually, Givey. And then you get loaded and then you go to the game. And so it ends up working out fantastic. But again, it's those parts of the general experience that kind of start separating them a little bit. But that's where I've been kind of fortunate to be able to experience that stuff like that. Halloween was actually great. But let's see. I've watched football during the season. I agree. Favorite basketball team. So, professional basketball team. I am for better for worse, and lately it's been a lot worse. With the Pistons, and of course college, definitely Purdue, ride or die. Gully, who you got on that?
My favorite basketball team of all time has acquired the player that is a dream killer for us, and that's Chris Paul with the Spurs. Favorite basketball team of all time because they played a complete game with 5 players having a specific role, and I love the way that they played the game. And as Kawhi began his career there, and Tim Duncan's career ended, of course, it ended there. The way the game transitioned, and they had in different eras during that dynasty run, they had different eras being featured in terms of Tim Duncan being the anchor, and then the anchor always been Tim Duncan, but he was also the lead. And then you'd had where Manu, even off the bench, Manu was that guy. Then Tony Parker, then Kawhi Leonard. There's my favorite team concept, team basketball. That's my favorite team of all time.
So here's the thing. I don't know if you ever knew this. The arena, which used to be, of course, they were in the Alamo Dome at one point, right?
Right.
And then now it's Frost, right?
Yeah.
So Megan and I went to dinner with the Frost Bank heiress, if you will. It's the daughter.
Yes.
So she's a huge presence within the company. But yes. Yeah, they came up from San Antonio, met us in Austin. And yeah, at the time I had no idea. Very humble individual, and but with the Bucks. So coincidentally, I've been to Potawatomi Casino in Milwaukee with the Bears players, because a lot of them, Austin, live in north suburbs close to Callis Hall, right around the Deerfield area. That's where Derrick Rose lived.
Yep.
And so, yeah, we would all travel and usually just have a driver take us to Potawatomi. And so Gibby's teams, the Seahawks, the Grizzlies. So he's got Zach Edey. All right.
Ja Morant. Zach Edey.
Okay. Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to get more into it, USC.
Well, because he used them the most on college football.
But now remember, my PSN/Xbox is Boiler Gang across both. Not on there often, unfortunately.
I don't play any of the pro sports sims anymore. I don't play NBA 2K. I definitely don't play Madden. And college football is
What do you play, Gully?
Bro, for me, I'm a simulation action adventure game. Like I might play I'll play Overwatch. I've been playing that pretty well. And I feel like I'm a lineman on Overwatch. I use the tank guys. And if you got me with as a tank, oh yeah, I'm pretty good there. I got to get more familiar with it. Got to buy more time to play some games. But I'll play, like I said, I'm Red Dead Redemption, even 6 years old, RDR2. I'm playing that, and as a matter of fact, they just launched Red Dead Redemption on PC. So to actually play through RDR2 and then to go back to play the original Red Dead Redemption, that's actually playing it in chronological order. So it's a bit of a trip to do that. So I play those, the Batman, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. And again, I used to love Assassin's Creed, but it became real redundant and all that. But those are the games.
Dude, hey, look, after Assassin's Creed 2, I guess they were given kind of like a warning from someone because if you remember, it was getting real deep.
Oh, very. It was, yeah. I mean, the Ezio story. You know what? That's actually, I didn't play the first one. I didn't play the first one because I think I didn't have an Xbox at the time. I didn't have that current gen platform at that time. But by the time Assassin's Creed 2 came out, and then was it Brotherhood, and then let's see, 2 Brotherhood, the Ezio trilogy. I love that story. I got really deep into that.
So I got, believe it or not, crazy story with that. So I was trying to find a simulator like I used to play on PC, which was a game called Cossacks. Basically, kind of build your, I guess, medieval base, if you will.
Yeah.
So the closest thing on console at the time was a game that had came out that day called Assassin's Creed.
Oh.
Dude, and instantly just never looked back. Kept going with it. But yes, unfortunately, after kind of, Black Flag, I had some high hopes for some of the remakes, especially, or the newer releases, and it just fell a little short for me. You could tell they were dodging the true essence and origins into the originals, and that's why I was glad they gave it a break more recently.
Oh, Austin and Gibby, they talking about the teams here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, there's nothing like it. That's the only thing. Like I told you, my only frustration with the NBA has to do with the officiating in the restricted area and the lack thereof.
My frustration with the NBA is the reliance on 3-point line. In the face of mid-range shooters that come alive and become critical in playoff time. That's among the biggest issues. The restricted area, I understand that. I don't think, again, it's as big of a concern to the overall watchability of the game as it is the over-reliance on the 3-point ball. And I say over-reliance, we understand that's the way the game is played or whatever else. We can make excuses for that's the way the game is played. But I'm telling you, it is like I said this years ago. The 3-point shot is the longest shot to take because it stops the action. The shot from 3, everyone has to watch it, and then in a hit, and then everyone has to move around for it. You follow what I'm saying? It stops action. So you think we're seeing a lot of movement? It just, and then teams are terrible from it. And then teams are okay going 8 for 20, 8 for 33 from 3.
Well, and that's interesting thing. So even Nick Wright commented on this topic the other day.
Oh, Nick Wright, yeah, I'm a fan of his. Right?
He actually said as much as he loves the game itself, he hates and believes it's not sustainable with what Boston, which is something I coincidentally had asked because they shot 63s.
Oh my God. 63s.
I didn't know it was that number at the time, but I mean, certainly they might have had a little bit more of a dramatic effect before Barbershop J, just.
So what if every shot became 3 points?
Do you believe it would actually open up the mid-range?
Well, yeah, because consider this, right? Remember, before the 3-point line, every shot on the court was worth 2. That's why George Gervin doesn't acknowledge Steph Curry passing his all-time scoring record. Because he had no 3-point shot.
In Michigan, absolutely.
Yeah, he has no. There was no 3-point shot for him to earn extra points. Ooh, was it a playoff game, Givey?
Where at? Was that in Phoenix or in Minnesota? I was in Minneapolis over the summer.
Yeah, the Bucks are 1-4. So
how did you guys feel about the whole Bronny getting denied the jersey exchange from Giannis?
You know what?
Blame Steph Curry.
Nah.
Oh my God.
I sort of get it. I sort of get it. The idea of it is, well, I guess it's Giannis, right? Giannis put his whole family on. So who is he to deny a player that did the same? Right?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I guess because it's Giannis, but on one hand, I think that's the part, right? Is Giannis. But with Bronny, are you gonna see him for a while? Is he NBA ready?
What difference does it make? I mean, even if you just throw it in the garbage, I mean, like, you know what I mean? He doesn't need to know you framed it and it's the first one on the walk to the man cave.
I don't know. I think that the jersey swapping thing is a bit. I think it's a bit. I think it's a bit overvalued or devalued, rather. Now, a lot of guys swap jerseys. I feel like that's a thing to do for, for retirement. You know what I'm saying? Or when you do actually have siblings, like. But what about Seth Curry swapping jerseys? Kind of makes sense at that point.
But here's an interesting. I'm going to give you a different. I'm going to bring in a different sport because technically, if you were to compare Giannis's accolades to Bronny's, there's a solid gap, right?
Yeah.
Well, with Leo Messi, he gets asked to swap jerseys every game too. And if you look at most of the players in MLS, they couldn't sniff, any of the things that he's done.
So is he swapping jerseys or is he really just giving his jersey away?
He might as well have had a raffle, bro.
What I'm saying by that is Giannis is one of the best players in this era. Messi is one of the greatest soccer players of all time. Remember, his whole purpose of being in the MLS is for MLS marketability.
He's part owner. That helps.
Exactly. So it's a promotional tour for him. It's a big promotional tour. So for him to swap jerseys with guys that may not ever reach his career stats or his career accolades, he's doing them a favor. So the swap is like, okay, I remember when I gave that guy my jersey. That's really, you know what I'm saying? That's could be how one could consider that. I think it's different from Bronny to Giannis. Well, hold on. Let me think about that here. Let me think about what I'm saying. Giannis' career accolades probably would. They look very much like they would trump what Bronny may do. So it would be the same thing, I guess.
See that? Cavs are 7-0.
Yes. So coaching matters. And I am thoroughly impressed that this coach simply figured out this early a simple fix. It seemed like almost a simple decision that is unlocking the true potential of this Cavs team. Now the question is remaining healthy, because remaining healthy, which is the concern for any sports franchise, but remaining healthy, how dangerous are the Cavs in the Eastern Conference picture?
Do you think without JB? So interestingly enough, JB's coaching the Pistons, right?
Yep.
And they got just destroyed by the Knicks.
Mollywopped. That's what
they
call it. Yeah, right.
And it reminded me of those playoff series with Cleveland, where it was like, okay, Brunson would go off. Like Brunson was typically unstoppable in those series.
Yep.
And then insert, whoever the center, Hartenstein or, somebody along those lines would have had a pretty decent game too. So I'm looking at it and thinking, do you feel like now that this would end up being different?
Yeah, it does. There's a coach now that knows, to restate what I've already, restated again. There's a coach now that knows actively how to use his team, how to get this team to play together. The talent, how to use the talent, get the maximum efficiency, maximum potential out of the talent of the team. JB had a talented team and he coached a talented team, but clearly once you're challenged, how did you respond? And his struggles with adapting to the challenges of the opposition is ultimately what led to his demise. And now coach simply figured out, oh yeah, this is what we need to do. And he's doing it. And the Cavs, this 7-0 start is legit. This isn't a fluke. Remember, the Cavs were a 4 seed last year anyway with JB.
But do you see Austin's comment here saying Evan Mobley's game? Is that just simply coaching for you?
That's yes. On top of his DV, yes. I think what it leads to is his offensive game has taken a huge jump so far. And I'm gonna tell you like this: when guys can score and they are truly over, like there are guys who are just scorers, right? And that debate has been in the sports media world for the last couple of weeks. But clearly, his defensive presence has been helped by unlocking his offensive game. Like, he want to play defense. You get what I'm saying? He's a guy that wants to do it all. And so his attentiveness and assertiveness on defense is a reflection of him being more involved and more relied on in the offensive game. He made him, he's a better player because of it. He wants to participate. He has that, Barbershop, he has that give a damn. And he's playing with it. And that's what makes the Cavs a pretty, pretty dangerous team. Now, you're still dealing with the Boston Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end, you're still going to deal with the Boston Celtics. And the Warriors are 5-1 so far. People think that's a fluke. I don't think it is. I think the right influx and infusion of youth, young talent, is helpful. And they have the championship pedigree. And that may make a difference. People think their run is over. Well, I don't know. But again, Austin, it is very early. It's late for us, by the way. We're probably going to get out of here pretty soon. But it is very early in the regular season. But I don't think that the Warriors start and the Cavs start is just a fluke in that these teams that end up sputtering, end up in or around 500 or below it. I think that they truly are contenders or above average teams in both of the conferences. The Warriors could be a 4 or 5 seed that's playing tough. I guess maybe some downtime, if that happens with Steph, given his age and his injuries in the past, that may affect their schedule. That may affect their win-loss record throughout the year. But I think they're I believe you are, like Bill Parcells said, you are where your record says you are. I think they are a truly good, if not great team that's going to be very competitive in the West. And the Cavs are that for the East. Hey, guys, before we wrap up here, you got any more sit start? Should I acquire? Should I trade for your fantasy leagues? We'll answer those questions here. Otherwise, we're gonna let you guys get back to your evening. Enjoy that extra hour of sleep because daylight savings time is over in much of the country. I'm gonna get that extra hour of sleep. I know I need it. I had a long week, a busy one. Yeah, and we can get to it. You know what I mean? We will be back Monday, right?
That's right.
Yes, we will be back Monday for the Turnbuckle
Crown Jewel talk.
Crown Jewel talk. We'll get some AEW in there, okay, guys? Austin, bring his comment up last.
Oh, yep. Here we go.
Any moves you will make with the roster I have. Bring his roster back up real quick.
All right, bear with me. There's Gibbies.
Austin, real quick, run that roster real quick to us before we leave. All right, there we go. Thank you, Austin. He got it. Go ahead and bring that back up. Love.
Oh, this roster. Okay.
Love, Baker, Reed, JJ, Brown, Jones, Hunt, Bigsby, Kettle, K-Med, Aubrey. Who does Tampa Bay have this week?
Kansas City on Monday night.
Limited, further limited. Go ahead, bring the damn picture up. Don't even do it. No, you missed your chance. Don't even do it. Now, all the times, no, don't even do it. So, Monday night versus, I think it's largely expected that, man, all right, that's enough. All right. It's largely expected that the Chiefs will win. But Baker has the same axe to grind against Kansas City that Josh Allen does.
That's a good point.
And so for that reason, that's why I said I think he deserves more MVP consideration because I think he's going to perform well. Do I like him versus? But now, Kansas City defense. And you got Love tomorrow. So the question I'm getting at is, should he start Love or Baker? Oh, okay. He says he's going to play Cousins at QB this week. Actually, I like that move. Didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's top 10. I mean, that's fortunate, right? To just have hanging around.
Yeah, that's a smart move. I didn't see that on there. Okay, so if that roster, all right, bring his roster back up real quick before we leave.
Aaron Jones for Scary Terry. I'm starting Terry McLaurin with you to improve. Man, you know what? It's the rest of the season with, Baker should get Mike Evans back at some point before the end of the season. And then one of those other guys should be healthy enough.
Yeah.
And obviously his tight end is having a phenomenal year. And then, of course, he has 3 decent guys in the backfield where he should be okay. I'm looking
for Hunt to become more involved as the season gets later. And and here's the other thing about Kansas City. They kind of quietly reaching towards a perfect season. Nobody's really. I don't remember.
But you know what? Is this the week, right? Is it Baker when everybody's ruling? Kind of throwing him.
Yeah, they threw it. Yeah, they threw him out with the bathwater last week. I certainly did. I mean, you lose both of your. Hold on. Yeah, you lose both of your wideouts in that way. I'm about to make a drive.
That's the problem.
I'll be there at 3:30.
That's what's going to hold Baker back.
I will be there at 3:30 in the morning with boxing gloves. You better come out front lawn, 3 rounds. Mark, okay. Hold on, real quick. Let's wrap up with Austin. We'll get to Mark and then we'll be out of here. Austin, you said you thin at QB, but not likely. If Love didn't have that groin injury that he's powering through, I think I'd be more highly on him, especially this week.
Yeah, but he's strong at running back, where he could technically maybe try to move. Where he said he did trade Aaron Jones, right?
Yeah, he said he traded Aaron Jones for McLaurin,
and then he's got okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Any positions look to improve? Stay the course this week, Austin.
Yeah, I would keep an eye out and see if guys like guys like Drake May, as an example, that were actually doing well before they got hurt, if he ends up kind of getting thrown back out there. And then you would be able to potentially grab him under the right circumstances if necessary.
Right.
Otherwise, I wouldn't necessarily risk giving up the core that you already have, because we know both of those guys. Like if Love is healthy, we wouldn't even, you would be pretty much content with the two options that you have. All right, and then Mark is asking any moves he should make. Dak, Bijan, Gibbs, Tracy Brooks, London, DK, Evans. Oof, he got the injury bug. Mm-hmm. Sitting at 5-3. Obviously, he's gonna, DK's week to week.
Who's your backup QB?
Good question,
Mark. Who's your backup QB?
You might be able to potentially move on from Brooks if necessary in order to grab someone or to package him.
Oh, he has none. He has no backup QB. Wait a minute. I had a Richardson. Okay, he got rid of his backup QB. Yeah, you might have some trouble coming up. Has Dallas already had a bye week?
Yes.
They've already had their bye week.
Almost positive they did. Yeah, week 7.
Oh, okay. So he all right. Yeah, I would imagine he's smarter than that. My bad, Mark. Yeah, I would imagine you'd be smart enough to run with a QB that's expected to finish the season. Because otherwise, this late in the season at 5-3, you got a quarterback. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to pick up somebody. Bring his roster back up real quick. All right. Yeah. How long is DK expected to be out for?
He's week to week, but he's gonna be, so he should be back next week. He almost played this week.
Okay. All right, got it. All right.
And then Mike Evans will be week 11, so about 2 weeks away.
Okay. So that injury wasn't that bad.
It was the timing of it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which is why they didn't have to put him on IR, because he's going to miss 3 games then. Because if you go on IR, then you have to miss 4 games. In this case, he needs to miss 4 weeks, but it lines up with their bye week.
Beautiful. Okay.
And that is your telltale sign right now that the team expects him back after the bye week.
Right. So because they didn't put him on IR.
Gotcha. Exactly.
All right.
But dude, the thing is, like, Tracy is like, he emerged and now he's not going away. The Brooks thing is the wait and see.
Right.
But at the very like worst case scenario, if he comes back and Chumbawamba just doesn't get traded, or something along those lines, because his name's been thrown around too. Like, Carolina's looking to offload everybody that has any kind of value. Like, we're talking some better made chips in a pop. Like
right.
And I was traded for a vending machine.
Tracy.
If I should wait, if I
no, Austin, I don't even know why you put that comment up there. Don't giving me any ideas. You fed him. I'm telling you, put that up. I'm leaving, bro. I'm hitting the studio. I'm not even telling our fans bye. They'll see us Monday. So you put that picture up, I'm out of here.
I love it. Well, I think that's the most appropriate way to end. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Of course, we're back on Monday night talking
turnbuckle.
You got it. And Golly, take it from there.
And then Monday turnbuckle. That's pro wrestling. That's what we do. We'll be recapping Crown Jewel, AEW moves, and then comments from the pro wrestling world. Wednesday is the Shop Report. That's our show. That's the original. With our host, Barbershop J, BSJ. We're going to be talking all things sports related. You know where to check us out. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can find me at WYM Gully on Twitch and YouTube as well. We got the shop. You can find us here at the shop. You can get some shop merch. Mine needs to be in the wash. That's why I'm not wearing it, but you will see me back here with it very soon. And as with anything sports related, you can always reach out to us during the show, have the comments. But if you really want to know what's going on, come to the shop. Walk-ins are always welcome.
Holla.